And then we have a very noteworthy and important, discussion to essentially make, and I want to appreciate you for taking out time to join this live presentation. And yeah, we look forward to making this live session worth it, and of course you also getting the most of the same, right? Which for us it's very quite essential, and I would say also very important as we dive right into understanding our continue our episode of the market analysis, which I think we are really experiencing sort of, and I think it's very important that we state the obvious. Meanwhile, my name is Elgiod. You can call me David, and of course I appreciate you coming around, right, and being a part of what we do here again. So today we will be making mention of and discussing technical analysis, specifically focusing on candlesticks, confirmations and confluences, which it remains a very sure ethos to understand what and why we're doing what we're doing. A minute, we'll be right back, and I hope you all can learn something great, and of course do well to give us a following, all right, as it appeals to you, either on Binance, right, your Instagram or YouTube, whichever. I would surely appreciate the I've been aware of this particular interface. We've been so meticulous in describing and making use of this same interface in our analysis over the while, and I tell you, it's been so interesting to watch how this analysis and this discussion will basically impact the entirety of what we're about to discuss. If you've got any question, don't hesitate to ask them. I definitely will be so grateful if you can, all right, ask a question where necessary, and then do well to give us a follow, like I said earlier on. So can we just get you updated in what really matters in this in today's presentation? Yes, let's get you updated. I think so we can be on essentially the same page. This is XAU. We've done the introduction of pair trading, which is technique, which we introducing our audience to the pairs, right? This is a pair, and the pair here is XAU USD, which is basically gold, all right, US dollars. Today there's an important market news coming out today, which I want to show everyone that is joining this live session, and I think it's not out of place to state that we need to focus on this introduction. A minute, I'll be right back. Yes, so what you have on the screen is currently stated FOMC news coming up by 7 p.m. right, and then you have in the federal fund rate, the Fed hope to raise the fund by I think some 25 bps. We will be coming to that, but I want to tell you that this particular website, Forex Factory, it's one of such factories we basically use when it comes to interfering with the crypto and the foreign exchange markets, right? We make the most of this this particular news so that we can be up on our game, right, as it pertains to us. So come on, let's get you into today's discussion as it appeals to us. All right, so I think it's just so important and necessary that we do this. Come on, join me. Yeah, so this is gold XAU, and I think it's one of the important pairs out there that we as market analysts focus on, right? And of course we'll be also looking at the crypto counterpart. Thank you so much for joining us right here on Binance. Is the ABCD the technical analysis, the ABC technical analysis. We've been doing this series in a couple of while, and I can tell you with my chest wide open that you would not regret joining us in this particular episode. There's a lot for you to learn, and I think that joining us is going to give one of the important decisions you're going to be making, right? Very important. This session proves to be very resourceful. Is that there are different printings the candles, the market candle has, and there are different kind of printers the market candle has, right? There is the doji candle. I made mention of that. All these candles that look like the burnt at the top there, they call them the wick-like candle. There are the wicks candle, there are the doji candle, there are the engulfing candle, there are the hammer kind of candle. We made mention of that very, very importantly and clearly while we're basically making a call, right, at your those who may want to go fully into trading. That you see, these candles are part of the important things you want to focus on, okay, while you are learning your old trading enterprise. And while we're focusing on this, I thought for confirmations and confluences, to start with, what are confirmations? I think I'll be using my text tool right away and also writing. Please, if you're just joining us, I want to appreciate you once again for taking out of your precious time to join us right on here. Yeah, so I really, really appreciate it. So I want to define ticks and then also define confluence. It's very, 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 very important. Welcome, Kaneki. Thank you for joining us. Specific multiples, or say specific variables, specific strategic, I think let me use strategic instead of specific, maybe specific variables, okay, or trading metrics that strategically incites, affirms a trader's, but it's a very, very important pivot in what we're discussing. This live session is not going to be for a long time, and I so hope you make the most, right, of this. All right, and that's very, very important. Now you would be wondering why this definition like this, and I will explain to you, right? Because as a trader, you don't want to make mistake. I myself as a trader want it for anyone, in fact including myself. Now this is gold. Currently, one thing I would look out for on this chart, I use a monthly chart, is that we have actually identified tripled top, right, on gold, and we have every tendency or many tendencies for gold to sell, right? Gold currently traded into that high point there. I'll make the view right away now. Is one of the major supply zone that gold has traded into, which of course gold is respecting the market from. That's the supply zone, and I think I'll just write it there, supply zone. We'll be talking about all the major description in this live session. Those of you join us on YouTube, you're also welcome. Now we'll be talking about the major description of this live session, where we'll make you see the emphasis and why we're saying that confirmation particular zone colored purple is what I will call a supply zone, and the text will definitely be inside. And yeah, I think that's the bottom line. I'll make it italicized. Yeah, that's a supply zone. After the supply zone, gold following this path add a break of structure, right, that we already had here, and that for me it remains a key point I keep looking at, and I'm just thinking and wondering, oh cool, what exactly is gold about to do? That's for us is a BOS, right, what we call a break of structure, and we're watching that. Nonetheless, what a confirmation helps us to do is that, as we explained earlier on, that a confirmation are strategic, or confirmations, sorry, are strategic, are specific variables or trading metrics that strategically affirms a trader's buy. Either you trade it upward or you trade the market downwards. Whichever way, you would always have two ways the market wants to go. The market will not want to go sideways, but there are times the market goes sideways. Don't get me wrong, because that's very, very important. There are times the market goes sideways, and whenever the market goes sideways, it's because of uncertainties. The market's not having a clear direction on where exactly it wants to go, and I think this happens once in a while, right, during the market or during the whole market enterprise. Now, that being that being said, I think it is also very, very primarily important for us to state that you will know how to trade candlesticks. You've seen week rejection 3 times. There's a first week rejection, second week rejection, third week rejection, and you either want to go up or you go down. That's for me, and I want to hold that to myself and think very well about what that could mean to my trading analysis. Happy the body of the candle that even come close to the supply there, right? And that's the second week rejection, and that one basically brought the market down, the break of structure. And this week rejection, the second one took place. Now this third week rejection actually happened with a higher week, even higher than the previous highs, right? Now what we are seeing is that the body of gold this gold XAU is trading this forex, purely forex, is trading into this upside, right? And then we are asking ourselves to what, whenever they are trading, you look out for week rejection. When I mean week rejection, I mean candle weeks, weeks now, right? I'll write the week in the chart so you all can see what I'm talking about. Very, very important. Those joining us on Binance, I'm so grateful that you can take out time to be here. This is what I call week rejection. It's one of the pattern that those who are trading candlesticks look out for, rejecting or responding to a key zone in its enterprise of trading. Cool. Now, having stated that, very, very importantly, I think it is not out of place to note that we've had a double top, literally now, or maybe a triple top. The first top was here. Let me pick my cycle and mark out that zone for you all to see. Very, very, very importantly, right? Very, very importantly. So we have this this zone here, which of course is already literally a zone, or maybe we'll call it a node. I think a node is better. That's a node in the supply zone. That's better, right? That's better. It's a node. Then we have this node again, because it's a node, right? This node, right? Not that close, but of course quite close. You can have that quite close, yeah. And then you have another node where the market actually got to in the recent time. I think in April 2023, the market traded above $2,000. Cool. Now that's the third node, right? Across that zone. Now you might be wondering that now we're having a weak rejection, we're having triple touch. Now triple touch is one measures that some who trade purely supply and demand also use in trading the market. Very, very important, right? Now very, very important. So weak rejections, all right, that's the first plan for those who use candlestick, right? Because there's no strategy that doesn't work, and there's no strategy that's the best. The strategy that works is the one that earns the money. Don't forget, that's one rule when it comes to trading the foreign exchange or the crypto market. There's no one major rule that wins. You can't be saying, come here and be boasting, my strategy always wins. Your strategy wins when you win the fund, and that's the game. The game is the game, as they would always say. So we have 3 nodal rejections, all right, around supply, right? And that's one that forms leading to the formation of a triple pattern, of a triple top, right? You call it triple top, or you call it triple top. And this triple top often confirms a sell, oftentimes, most times. So we're having three nodal rejections around supply leading to triple top. That's our second reason. And so this is giving us more reasons. So now I'm having the first one, weak rejection. The second one, I call that 3 nodal rejections, all right, and then which forms the triple top, which you have there. And then the third is that we've had a break of structure. This is a break of structure, right? That leads to this like a retest. So excuse me, fundamentally speaking, as a trader, I've known this because there are various ways the market reacts, but there are also important things to take note of. That sometimes the market reacts in a way that we know it for, specifically for some coins, and I'll explain what I'm saying. They are very, very, let me use the word funny. There are funny ways gold reacts to in the market, right? And you must know gold for its attitude when it comes to certain days. Break of structure, which is our third reason. Then I think we have plenty reason for why this market should sell, basically, because now that is for me a confirmation, because I have my, like in the definition of confirmation, if you've not forgotten, we stated that confirmations are specific variables or trading metrics that strategically affirms a trader's bias in a certain tradable direction. There are basically 2 tradable directions. A trader can trade upward or it trades downwards, either bullish or bearish. Either it's a pump or a dump. When the market goes up, then it's bullish. When it comes down, it is bearish. There is no hide and seek in this thing. Very, very, very simple. And we all know this. Majority of us entering the market comes to make the money. No one wants to just come to play the game, and of course I'm not coming to do that also. So I'm stating this for you to note this, that having gotten your confirmations, those confirmations for you are the things that form your confluence. Now you saw that in the description while we were saying candlesticks, confirmations, and confluence. Confirmations, of course, are the tradable metrics or strategy that affirms the trader's bias. Those things basically convince you. All right, now we've had about 3 convictions: a break of structure, a supply zone, a 3 nodal top forming a triple top, and then we're saying, okay, fine, we're gonna sell. That is the confirmation, and those 3 things that we have together as our bias is or the our confluences. I would define confluences right here on this chart. Meanwhile, if you're getting this, please drop your comments in the comment section. Very, very, very important. Please just don't take chances. Just keep up the good work of giving us your comments, because I think it's sort of very, very, very important that you just do that, right? Very, very cool, very, very cool. So I think I would just state this so we can continue on our page, right? Yeah, a minute, just want to check something, confirm something very, very important. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So yeah, so let's define confluences. Thank you for waiting. I'm also going to the chat box. I'll be going through that right away to know if you're still ever drop your comment. Oh, thank you for the likes and thank you for following. This is so beautiful having you all around. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate the time you're taking to really learn this. Very sweet. Now, can we just continue, please? Confirmations have been defined. Now, can we just go ahead to define confluences? So confluences, or confluence, or a confluence, whichever one you want to take, I think you can always go with any of them. Okay, a confluence is the unification of a trader's several confirmations as a veritable proof or convincing reason to execute a trade in a tradable direction, right? In a trading direction. I think in a trading direction is okay. Very important. So I think we have to just I think we just have to have that there, right? Yeah. So I think this is so sweet. We have this well defined and so so well articulated, right? Very, very much articulated. So now that's something you want to take home and have as part of your own learning, and then say, you know what, I've learned something from this young man, and I've got to also pass it on. So that means you tell yourself that, hey, if I don't see these 3 reasons, I'm not going to trade. Now that brings up the point of this, so you can know that it's an important thing that we also have while we're learning the whole art of trading, right? I tell you that's the truth. We will learn this. We become better at what we do when we understand what the market basically is doing, and understand what the market is doing, and taking our trading decisions based on this make us who we are. I hope that makes sense. Now I've defined, right, carefully, importantly, which of course you can always get over, that a confluence. I think I would definitely want to have that written back. I don't know what's happened right away now. Sorry, I made a mistake. I didn't have that typed. Maybe I cleaned it up mistakenly. I'm going to type that. A confluence is the unification. Of course, it just came on me at that time, and I just had to, it's a unification of a trader's, so as a word, traders several confirmations, all right, as a proof or convincing, I hope that's the word we use, reason to execute a trade in a direction. Now that's important. We just state that, right? Yeah. So cool. That's important for us to state. Okay. The bandwagon of saying, hey, you know what, I will trade this, some quite profits. I mean, the profits were like In fact, I've even closed the trade, the profit at about over $1,250, and the account is like 1,350. And guess what? Between the morning, early hours of the morning, and the afternoon, up to afternoon 11 a.m. West African time, I'd blown the account. Like, I first lost $500, and then I think I lost $650. The whole thing just went off like boom. Then my eyes went like wow. So I'm saying the reality of trading is not. I begin to doubt what you really want to learn, right? Because it's not just about you making I've just made $40,000. I've just landed 40 grand. Those are unnecessary. I'm serious. Very, very unnecessary. So the ABC of trading, which has brought us to this point, is that you don't want to trade until you found your confluence and your confirmations. You must understand candlesticks. Now, we made mention of auto blocks in the last session, the episode 3. Meanwhile, if you have not, I'll try to have the description of the link, of course, the link to the episode 3 on our YouTube channel. Please try to get on our YouTube channel, and ensure that you're giving the most you can give to also learn your old trading, to help your trading journey, right? Very, very important. Very, very important. And I think it is very, very primordial. I state this, that you don't want to be too excited about making money. You don't want to be too excited about whatever gain you want to gain, right? You just want to take time to understand yourself, because the whole heart of trading is about learning yourself. Very, very important. And I tell you this, right? To tell you this so you can make the most of your learning. That's very, very important. Make the most of your learning. So that's a confirmation. That's a confluence. And it's time to talk about candlesticks. Now we'll turn the three together. So basically, and we'll look at one of the crypto pairs with this. This is XAU. So we have the breakup structure, weak rejection, blah blah blah. We have some reasons to actually see XAU come down like this. We have some reasons, right? And that's one reason why we have. And then we are so sure about the fact that XAU gold will most likely sell. We have the bearish order block here, and still seeing bearish order block here. Now, if you've been following us, you'll see the bearish order block at that point there. That's the bearish order block, and this is the bearish order block. And the bearish order block informs us of those who are in control of the market, right? Where are they placed? They are the bears. Right, they are the bears, and the bears are those who want to sell off the market, right? And so when the bears are in the control of the market, excuse me, who's gonna go against the market? No one. So I think it's just some sort of important thing for us to just take note of, right? While we just continue. So come on, let's check another crypto pair. I think it's necessary for us to just check that out. Very, very, very important. We'll just keep doing that, and I want to just appreciate you all for taking out time to come into this platform and learning what we call market analysis, because I think it's not just about you making profits, right, or sticking to the foreign exchange chart. It is also about you knowing what demand and supply is and what controls this whole thing at the back end. Very, very important. We talked about liquidity, and some of this will also go on in our study. Look out for the next episode coming up between the weekend and the next week. Thank you so much. Now let me talk very, very quickly while we prepare to wrap this whole session shortly. It's not going to be a very long session, just about we learning what the market is basically going to do, right? Very, very important. So come on, let me check. We're not going to take too much time, just 30 minutes, and I think it's going to be off. We're going to be off the whole creep, right? Cool. Yeah, I want us to check I want us to check what the candlestick is. Let me check if there are questions from in the session, and I will be so happy to. I'm checking right here on Binance, and of course those who are also tuning in from YouTube, to know if there are questions for us, which of course we joyfully want to attempt and answer. Thank you so much for everyone who's been giving a like here on Binance. I appreciate your attitude to learning, right? Very, very important. So you can also do it to invite your friend. Let's get this account to 1,000 followers before the end of this month. Today is just 26. We have months to go, and it's a beautiful one doing this with you, right? Yeah, exactly. Now, with those of you just joining, we've just done a recap about confirmations. We've done a recap about confluences, and then that exactly explains what we just sort of talked about, right? Yeah, so I think it's just important we just state that. So I think it's important I just state that, right? Okay, cool. Now let's explain candlesticks. If you've got any question, please don't hesitate to ask in the chat box. Please ask a question. Just for the sake of those who haven't joined us in the previous session, I'll talk about candlestick in the jiffy, and I'm looking forward to you also joining us in the next session. Very, very important. Please I'm just encouraging. Hello, thank you. Tell is for thank you. WhatsApp, YouTube, the other apps on YouTube. You can just look out for L Geared or Geared Up on YouTube to also keep up with the learning. But of course, that on Binance can also keep up, following that, right? Yeah, very important. Just you can just look out, right? For so, but of course, just follow. Just look out for. Let me just say, look out for our videos on Binance. That's important because I think that's what we need, right? And those who have been viewing on YouTube, you can also look at on YouTube, right? Thank you so much. Yeah, appreciating. Yep. So cool. Let's talk about candlesticks. There are different types of candlesticks in the market. There are bullish candles, which of course is the gray one for me here, which looks like the green for the conventional crypto market chart. And I want to turn over the chart or open in different charts, which I think is very, very important. I will be doing that for the token BTC post or pre FOMC news. I think it's important to do the analysis. Yeah, so but we'll just make it very short so we can wrap things up very quickly. So just 35 minutes, like I said. You can always be looking out for this session. It's going to be 35 minutes max of 40 different charts entirely, where we are going to be discussing or analyzing Bitcoin, right, a crypto pair on the foreign exchange markets. Yeah, I think so. It's important, very, very important. So I'm opening that right away, and I'm hoping it's going to come on board on time. Thank you so much for coming. So yeah, we're almost done. Just want to analyze Bitcoin and call it a day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so yeah, it's loading. Just a minute. You have the video right there. Okay, so BTC is going to be imputed, right, and then USD we're going to be wrapping that up. There's an FOMC news. I'm just doing this because of the live streaming, and I should give real-time updates on what I think the market should do without any further delay. I think it's just sort of necessary for us to just do, right? It's kind of important. So yeah. So BTC USD, yeah, that's the chart. You're gonna be checking that right away. Okay. Yeah, wow, it looks so scattered and a lot of analysis. Just carefully follow. You understand everything. It looks so muddled up. Don't mind this young trader. Right, so out. Okay, there's a lot of analysis here. I think let me just use a new chart so we don't scatter the whole thing and just analyze the market in 1 or 2 minutes and call it a day. So let me use okay. Come on. All right, let's use it like this. BTC USDT. USDT is Tether, and then it is okay. Let's open the chart and get the ball rolling, right? Very, very important. Okay, this BTC. Now look at this. Yeah, I think that the FOMC news that sort of want to come out is gonna be positively impacting the United States dollars, especially the paired one with what do we call this? When I mean the paired one, I mean pairs like gold, pairs like BTC, is going to be buying while the dollar gets sold off. I'll give my reasons. Now, if you, which of course should have been holding like this, right? You see this touch here, this point here, all right? It's been keeping the market in a very strange you permit me to use the word hypnotized zone, right? The market has been hypnotized to keep up. What the market broke out here in January this year, right? And it's been going sideways. Now this breakout also got retested. You might not, I hope you can see this clearly. When it broke out like this, it came down back to retest this, this line. And yeah, let me just make it a weak chart so you can see clearly what I'm trying to make a reference to, what I mean by retest. It comes back to kiss that particular zone bye. That's the meaning of retest. So when it broke out of this line, this is a trend line, and of course it is a diagonal supply line, right? So you have a retest which come to kiss bye downward movement. So what we have here is the market trying to grab liquidities, and I think something very creepy may actually happen today. Today's chart will actually give us a better clue at what the market is going to do when the dollar is losing the strength against the crypto market. And I think we might be seeing the entire crypto market becoming, I wouldn't say creepy, but becoming something very funny, right? I'll put the word funny. Yeah, that's the word. I'll put the word funny there. So we might be seeing that happen right or watch the crypto market take its own turn. So I'll tell you something importantly. We've had a break of structure out of this equal eye. This is an equal eye, an eye and eye equal, but a break of structure out of it, and this was the BOS, right? And then we had effective retracement. Cool. Don't forget, this is the BOS. I want to write that there. We already passed our time, so sorry. We are going to end this soon. This is BOS, and BOS stands for break of structure. These structures were broken, all right, when the market went up. This is a retracement here, and I think what the market is having as weak rejection does not necessarily mean that we want to also have equal eyes. All right, it might be the market's trying to clear out every liquidities here. They're saying that what, Bitcoin is clearly charting a path, and I think everyone should be very careful trying to get on its way. So I think we should see something like that before retracing, and that we are seeing something that looks like this. Okay, let me close this. Okay, now we are seeing something that looks like the market breaking, retracing, moving upward, and like this, and the market doing something like this does not mean the market is going down. I feel the market is having reasons to want to go up before retracing and continuing. This is what I think. Why I'm thinking that is because of two reasons. This strong bullish candlestick in the previous week for the first quarter of the year has indicated a strength, a bullish strength, and the sort of struggle the market has here, is based on the other block or the sell zone the market sort of trade into, at these points, right? Yeah, at this point, and then this brings the market quite downwards. But of course the market is still struggling around that zone because it has struggled around that zone before, and I think this particular struggle will lead to a very strong bullish market, because now it is just the same way the market struggled around these zones here before having a more strength. So I think a deceiving reversal, that's what I'll call this zone, a deceiving reversal leads to a very strong buy and the long term on pair. You must be very careful of deceiving reversals, and I think we all have to take note of that while we continue our trading journey. I think we want to know what deceiving reversals are, and that's best understood when we join our next session. I think we should see you all in class. In the next section, we will discuss deceiving reversals, and we'll make the most of our learning in understanding what exactly we're expecting this market to do. So without any further ado, I want to take a bow and appreciate you all for coming at this very important and strategic time. Yeah, so it's a great one, and then we're looking forward to the the FOMC news in the evening. So I think the FOMC news will turn Bitcoin to a buy creepily, and I am not so sure what's going to happen to gold, but I think gold might sell a little bit before buying. Also gold will buy, but just sell a little bit. In fact, it might buy throughout the whole FOMC news. So yeah, that's my belief, and I think if Bitcoin is going to be going bullish, the entire altcoin market and the entire crypto market is going to go entirely bullish. Take your time and take your time to learn about what the market might might want to do. So keep following. We'll look forward to the next session where we're going to be talking about, deceiving reversals and how to identify them in our trading, or maybe we'll talk about trend line, whichever. We've talked about trend line previously, but might go more deeper this time around. So thank you for joining. Looking forward to hosting you again another time. It's been a beautiful 40 minutes together, I think. Yeah, and so I hope you all can actually basically give us a following and ensure that you are updated in every of our discussion. Thank you so much. My so much appreciation. I appreciate you all for all you're doing. It's a glad one for me to have you all join us, right? And I'm looking forward to you being a part of what we are doing. I would say, I don't know if I would say namaste, if that's a word, but I would say thank you so much. Thank you. We'll meet again in